Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Jamunatira Vanachandina Jamunatira Vanachandina Jayaradan Madhava Kunja Vihari Jayarada Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Janavallava Girivaranadi Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yamunatira Vanachandina Yamunatira Vanachandina Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Rakshama Krishna 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 Pahemam Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rakshama Krishna Kesava Krishna Kesava Krishna Kesava Pahemam Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Gurudev. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Hari Gaura. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivajagacharya Stuttarasata Srimad Divine Bliss ISKCON Founder Acharya Jagadguru Sri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivajagacharya Stuttarasata Srimad Divine Bliss Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Gaudi Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridasa Kur Ki Jai. Prem Ko Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopal Gopina Shyamako Radha Kunda Giri Gauravadan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Ki Jai. Mathuradam Ki Jai. Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai, Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Sudarshan Chakra Ki Jai, Jamuna Mai Ki Jai, Ganges Mai Ki Jai, Tulasi Devi Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Nitai Gaura Premanandi. All glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees. All glories assembled devotees, all glory to Shishi Guru Sri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Adirayet Nashtapraya Sabhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Suloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 89. Krishna and Arjuna retrieves a Brahmana's sons. Text 1 and 2. Tasya gigyasaya tevai. Tasya gigyasaya tevai. Brigum brahma sutam nripa. Brigum brahma sutam nripa. Tajgyaptyai sreyasam asu. Tajgyaptyai prayesam asu. Sobhyagat brahmana sabham. Sobhyagat brahmana sabham. Tasya gigyasaya tevai. Brigum brahma sutam nripa. Tasgyaptyai presayam asu. Sobhyagat brahmana sabham. Brigum brahma sutam nripa. Tajyaptyai prayasam asu. Sobhyagat brahmana sabham. Tasya gigyasaya tevai. Brigum brahma sutam nripa. Tajyaptyai prayasam asu. Sobhyagat brahmana sabham. Matajis. Tasya gigyasaya tevai. Brigum brahma sutam nripa. Tajgyaptyai prayasam asu. Sobhyagat brahmana sabham. Tasya, about this. Gigyasaya, what the desire to knowing. What the desire of knowing. They, why indeed, Brigumuni, Brahma Sutam, son of Brahma, Niripa, O king, that this Gyaptyai, to find out, Presayam Asu, descent, Saha, he, Abhyagat, went, Brahmana, of Lord Brahma, Sabham, to the court. Translation and purport by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Eager to resolve this question, O king, the sages sent Lord Brahma's son, Brigu, to find the answer. First, he went to his father's court. Please repeat. Eager to resolve this question, O king, the sages sent Lord Brahma's son, Brigu, to find the answer. First, he went to his father's court. Purport, as Srila Prabhupada explains in Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the plan decided upon by the sages was for Brigu to test which of the predominating deities possess a quality of goodness in full. One who is in the mood of goodness possesses such qualities as tolerance and equanimity, whereas those conducted by the modes of passion and ignorance are prone to easily lose their temper. Text 1. Sri Sukha Uvacha Saraswatya Tate Rajan Resaya Satam Asata Vitaraka Samabhutesham Tiswadi Sesuko Mahan. Sukadeva Goswami said, once, O king, as a group of sages were performing a Vedic sacrifice on the banks of the Saraswati river, a controversy arose among them as to which of the three chief deities is supreme. Purport. The three chief deities mentioned here are Lord Vishnu, Lord Brahma, and Lord Shiva. This is a pastime which took place very long time back. The sages all gathered, not conditioned souls, sages, only sages. They gathered together to perform yajna. They are all sages. Brigumuni is one of them. Why are we repeating sages? Sages means that they should know who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And not fools. For fools it's okay, they don't know, they are fools. But sages means those who know the value of spiritual life. They know what is the super soul, and they know the Jiva Atma. They know about this material world, and their duty is to lead the world in a proper direction. So they are sages. They all gather to do a sacrifice. Surprisingly, they do not know who is the supreme object of worship. Among the three personalities mentioned here, Lord Vishnu, Lord Brahma, and Lord Shiva. So Narada Muni came to meet them. It was Narada Muni who asked, all of you are sages sitting here to perform sacrifice. Whom are you actually worshipping? Because there are three principal deities. There are three principal deities. Which of them are you worshipping? That means that they have not decided who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead to be worshipped. In other words, they are thinking that the three of them are the same. They are sages.
we should understand that the sages are not pure completely. They're not completely pure. They are not completely pure. And Lord Krishna himself, right from the first verse of Bhagavatam, mentioned that even the sages are bewildered. Even the sages are bewildered. So, bewildered sages are sitting here to perform jagya. So, Narada Muni, who is very, very compassionate, asks them, my dear sages, who is the object of worship? Is it Vishnu? Is it Brahma? Or Shiva? Or two of them? Heavy argument came among them. Heavy. The group became divided into three. One group said Vishnu. Why? He is the maintainer. The other said, no, it's Brahma, who created the whole universe. Other groups said, no, Shiva is so merciful, so kind. And he's very powerful that he can close down the whole universe. He's the supreme. A heavy argument came among them. They were arguing. The argument, the problem with argument, the fault with argument is that I'm arguing to defeat you. You are arguing to defeat me. We are all arguing to defeat each other. Nobody will accept defeat. There is no conclusion to argument. So argument is a contamination. And devotee does not participate in contamination. So Narada Muni came there to help them. You don't know whom you want to worship. And you are beginning a worship. That is considered idol worship. When we don't know who is the supreme personality of Godhead and we are worshiping, it is idol worship. Idol worship is different from deity worship. We are doing deity worship. We can also turn deity worship into idol worship, but we don't recognize the supreme personality of Godhead as the supreme personality above all, one who has no equal, one who does not have a competitor. If you don't know that, our worship is like pouring ghee into ashes. If you pour ghee on ashes, you're not going to get fire, and you're not going to get the desired result. So Narada Muni is very kind. He could see that the argument was not having an end, because both of them are debating from the scripture. In the scripture, some places in the scripture say Lord Vishnu is supreme. In the scripture also, you see Lord Brahma is supreme. In the scripture, the same scripture, Lord Shiva is the supreme. So which of them is supreme? The scripture did not clearly define them. Therefore, in Chaitanya Lila, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he refused to give prema to Vedas personified. The truth is, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told them, I cannot give you prema because you deny my existence. I'm not a person. It's in the scripture. The sages are quoting from the scripture. All their argument was based on the scripture. It was not just speculation. It is based on the scripture. This is what they're quoting. And when people were also killing animals, what was their reference? The scripture. So in the scripture, all these things are here. Vishnu is supreme, Brahma is supreme, Shiva is supreme. Out of the three of them, which of them is the most supreme? that is not clearly defined in the scripture. It's not clearly defined. Even Lord Krishna himself, Lord Krishna also has his abode in Svetadu, in Satyaloka, in Lord Brahma's abode. Lord Vishnu is also staying there, not only in Svetadu, not only in the Mount Sumeru. Lord Krishna is staying in many places. In the universe, many places Krishna is staying. It's Vishnu. So Vishnu who stays with Lord Brahma, Vishnu also stays with Indra in Swarga. Upendra stays there. When Indra asks him to help him fight with Bali, Lord Krishna told him, you have all the powerful weapons. You can do it yourself. You can do it yourself. So Indra was bewildered. How? He's telling me to do the fight myself. And then when Krishna was leaving, Indra said, please, stay with me. See, it is no problem. If you don't see me, you can do Lord Shiva. You can worship Lord Brahma. It's the same thing. We're all the same. Krishna himself said that to Indra. It's very confusing. Very, very confusing. If you read the scripture. So in the 6th canto, Sukadeva Goswami told Parikshit Maharaj, please don't listen to the Vedas because they will misdirect your intelligence towards meaningless things like going to heaven. Don't listen to the Vedas. That Veda is not Bhagavatam. It's not Bhagavatam. The Vedas is referring to the 4 Vedas, not the Puranas. Not the Puranas. Puranas are superior. So the Vedas, they don't have a clear presentation of who the Supreme Personality of Godhead is. Therefore, again, to expand his mercy on the sages, it was Narada Muni who selected Bhrigu, his brother. His brother is Bhrigu Muni. Why did he select Bhrigu Muni? We mentioned before that not all the sages or the Munis are pure. Because he knew that Bhrigu Muni has a very heavy amount of false ego. And Narada Muni wanted that ego to be crushed, so he can be humble. Humility does not just come by just talking about humility or having seminar. Humility comes by humiliation. Humiliation. So Narada Muni selected Bhrigu because he knew that he has ego and wanted that ego to be crushed. So he told, there's no need for us to continue to argue among ourselves. Let Bhrigu Muni go and visit the 3 persons. Let him go and test. The 3 of them, Vishnu, Brahma, Mahesha. Go and test them. What is a measuring rod for testing them? What is a measuring rod? It is mentioned here. The plan decided upon by the sages was for Bhrigu to test which of the predominating deities possessed the quality of goodness in full. That is a measuring rod. Who has goodness in full? That means that there is less goodness. Means there's less. The full goodness, complete, Visuddha Sattva. Which of them has this? Brahma, Shiva, Vishnu. Go and test and come back. The sages, they also have, according to Vrindavan Das Thakura, the sages have full faith in Bhrigu Muni that he's going to bring the result and he's not going to cheat them. They have faith in him. So, one who is in the mood of goodness possesses such qualities as tolerance and equanimity. Tolerance and equanimity. Tolerance is a quality of goodness. Equanimity is a quality of goodness. Being equal is a quality of goodness. Restlessness is a quality of passion, not goodness. If one is restless. And one who cannot distinguish what is what is in darkness. Therefore, go and test the three of them. Which of them can tolerate? Tolerance is a quality, is a very high quality. Tolerance. Very, very high quality. It's not a material quality. Sometimes we cannot fight with somebody. Therefore, we keep quiet and consider it to be tolerance. It's not tolerance. Because inside the mind, we are very disturbed. We are boiling seriously. But because I cannot beat you, so I keep quiet. But my mind is not keeping quiet. My mind is really disturbed, worried. I'm planning for revenge. Tolerance means there is nothing like that in the mind. We are simply looking at the person with compassion, that this person does not know. This person is acting foolishly because he doesn't know. Therefore, one is not angry with that person. That is tolerance. Tolerance is not a foolishness. It is not naivety. It's a divine quality. Therefore, it does not have any material qualities. It is pure because it's Krishna's quality. When you look at our scriptures, you see a lot of discussions on quality and the tolerance. A lot. Tolerance. And we have been constantly reminded to practice tolerance, to be tolerant. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu emphasized that the most. We should tolerate. Not only tolerating other persons, we have to tolerate even ourselves. We have to tolerate our mind. We have to tolerate our intelligence, our senses. We have to tolerate ourselves because when we look at our dullness in Krishna consciousness, the amount of dullness in our consciousness, how slow And the quality of receptivity is very low. Our approach to Krishna consciousness, our response to Krishna consciousness, to what is available, is very low. So we have to tolerate ourselves for not being to respond as much as required. Not just that we have to tolerate other entities who does not agree with our false ego. Even ourselves have to. We have to also tolerate Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God. You have to tolerate him also, because he is not going to do things according to our time. He's not our houseboy. So he will not do things at our time. He will do things at his own time. And so much so that it seems as if Krishna does not hear us or doesn't see how terrible our situation is. We have to tolerate. Rupa Goswami told us, we should be patient. We should be patient. Why we should be patient? Because we have lost our right. Our right is lost. Now we cannot order Krishna to do what we like. He has to do what he likes at his time. You have to tolerate. Tolerance is so powerful that just 1 minute, 1 second tolerance can save one from 100 years in jail. 1 second tolerance can save us from 100 years in jail. For example, if I slap you and you walk away, what will happen? There will be fight? Will there be fight? No. If you slap me back, I will offer obeisance to you. I will slap you harder. And then we continue. What will happen? We fight. And with the fight, we got a lot of injuries. We're going to spend money. We're going to waste our time. We're also going to court. If police is involved, I know what it means if you have a police case. You know how long it will take. Lifetime. That is tolerance. It's a divine quality. It is not a material quality. Therefore, it is very, very, very high. Not everyone has this tolerance. Even though the scripture mentioned many times, everywhere in Bhagavad Gita, tolerate. Right from the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, Krishna started about tolerance. Up to the 18th chapter, is tolerance. Look at Bhagavatam, tolerance. 7 cantos full of tolerance. Narada Muni is teaching. Here, tolerance. Because if we can tolerate, we will be very, very, very happy and satisfied in this world. If you can tolerate the agitation of our senses, you are a sadhu. Automatically, you are a sadhu. If you can tolerate. Because it's an exalted quality, a divine quality, not very many people have this tolerance. Even though we speak about it, we read about it, we preach it. It's a divine quality that needs to be practiced, to be humble, to be able to tolerate. There is a need for humiliation. No one can become so humble and tolerant so easily without humiliation. Lord Brahma, the mighty Brahma, became Yavana. Why? Humiliation. It is the Brahma who prayed to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please, you cheated me. You cheated me by giving me the exalted position, and this position is making my ego Mount Meru. This is cheating. Please, I don't want this. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, okay, don't worry. I will give you a good position. You be a Yavana when I will appear as Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Jai, Jai. So Brahma performed austerity to get that. After he was humiliated in Krishna Lila, that humiliation taught him a good lesson. He started begging. And Krishna fulfilled that promise by giving the position of Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakura. He sent him to a Yavana family as Brahma. That is a big promotion. But it came from humiliation. So he became very humble, that he has the sense, he has the intelligence to ask for the best position. The best position is to do what? To be in a position that one can have the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is not easy for someone to be in a big position and be humble. Very difficult. Very difficult. Krishna told Arjuna, one who has been elevated, to go down, better to die. Better. Because one will be tormented by false ego. So, Bhrigu is going to start his job of going to test which of these three persons has this quality of tolerance in full. Not someone who is just pretending because I cannot fight you, I cannot beat you. Not even the person who is practicing austerity out of knowledge. Okay, and tolerance is very, very good. Therefore, I have had this from the scripture, from acharyas. They have told me this. Okay, let me practice. This quality is beyond. Because one is still on the process of practicing, means that we have not yet acquired the quality of tolerance. One who has attained this quality of tolerance, there is nothing the person cannot tolerate. There is nothing. There is nothing. Vasudeva, the father of Krishna. Vasudeva, the father of Krishna. He is described in the Bhagavatam that there is nothing he cannot tolerate, which is opposite Kamsa. There is nothing Kamsa cannot do to get his desire fulfilled. He is ready to do anything to achieve his goal. Vasudeva is ready to tolerate anything because he has Krishna. For Krishna, there is nothing he cannot tolerate. Therefore, this was given at the point when he told Kamsa, don't worry, don't worry. Any child from your sister, I will give the child to you. At that point, he was glorified. For a person like Vasudeva, there is nothing he cannot tolerate in Krishna consciousness. Nothing is intolerable for him. He can sacrifice. And he took his child with his own hands, deliberately delivered the child to Kamsa. Kamsa was touched by the character of Vasudeva. So character is power, not knowledge. Knowledge is not power. Character is power. When Vasudeva was speaking philosophy to Kamsa, did he change? He spoke the whole scripture. Kamsa did not hear one word. Just one moment, character of Vasudeva, the sword in Kamsa's hand dropped from his hand. Go. I was not going to be killed by first child. Go back with your child. He was touched by the character of Vasudeva. He can tolerate anything because of his Krishna consciousness. He can tolerate anything. It is said that Yashoda Mai can stay in the fire. Put her inside the fire. She will be very, very comfortable inside the fire, provided her son is there. The Krishna is there. She will not see the fire. Put her in the cool, air-conditioned room without Krishna, she will not be there. That is the nature of pure devotees. So tolerance, very, very exalted quality. So, Brigumani will also learn as a sage that he needs to tolerate who are very expert at cursing people. Who are very expert at cursing people. Sages, thank you. Is that tolerance? No. No, the sages, that is their duty. They are practicing austerity to be very experienced in cursing other people. But pure devotees, they practice austerity to give blessing to people. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, he performed austerity. He performed Chaturmasya for 4 months, not eating, practically. 4 months. At the Radha Kund, he was performing austerity there. He would tie his hand at the back and use his mouth to eat. He want to eat. And what will he eat? Khichdi, only boiled khichdi. He boil it, no spices, no salt. Who will eat that? Who will eat that? Eh? Like what Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati ate for 4 months. And he chanted 1 billion names of Krishna. And he said, to chant 1 billion names of Krishna is very easy, very, very easy, very, very easy, more easier than to give the holy name to other people. Is it true? Is it true or not? Huh? It's true. They are acharyas. They don't teach us knowledge. They give us their realizations. That's what they give to us. Their realization they shared, not their knowledge. That's the difference. The pure devotees, they share their realization, what they have ascertained to be the absolute. Not the knowledge which they got up from the scripture. They don't give knowledge. They give the realizations. And what the sages and the missionaries requested Sutta Goswami to do, don't give us the knowledge you got from your teacher. We don't have time for it. Not only that we don't have the time, we don't have the intelligence to understand. You are our fortune. And Prabhupada is our fortune. Why? Prabhupada has studied all the books of our acharyas and he put everything in his books. So if you read Prabhupada books, you are reading, you are hearing from all our acharyas. Bhugarba Goswami, how many of us knows him? Bhugarba Goswami. You know him? Bhugarba Goswami. How much do you know about him? That's so much. But Prabhupada put his teachings inside his purport. Right? so if you read Prabhupada's books, you are associating with all the sages, the pure sages, sadhus, unalloyed devotees of Krishna. You get everything in one place. Yes. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura, he tolerated a lot of insulting word from people. When he told us, don't be disturbed that people don't accept Krishna consciousness. He tolerated it. He's speaking from his experience. Because whatever he was presenting, people were hating him instead of accepting the philosophy, what he was teaching. But he tolerated all. He was not envious of anyone. He was not angry with anyone. In fact, he said, as devotees of Krishna, we should be very, very angry with the impersonalists, the Mayavadis, who are making our job difficult. We should be angry with them. Because they make our job very difficult. We should be angry with the politicians, the philosophers, the philosophers, politicians, and who? And who? Three people. Scientists, thank you, or the scientists. We should be angry with all of them. Then he said, but am I a devotee? Am I a devotee? A devotee should be angry with these people, but am I a devotee? And he gave the answer, no. Therefore, I should be angry with myself. This is Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati teaching. I should be angry with myself, not with anybody else. So these personalities, they came to give us their life in a very, very simple way, by their teachings, by what they put down in the scripture, by their own personal character, so that we can understand what is tolerance. As Brigumuni is going to go into the experiment and discover which of them is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Any comments or questions? Yes, sir.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. From the lecture, there are two kinds of tolerance which I can understand. One, tolerance also can be in mode of goodness and passion. The sages, when they are not doing for Krishna, was it in passion? Like Karna was cursed when he was with, Lord Parshuram was sleeping and he was bitten by an insect and he tolerated it, and then Parshuram could understand he cannot be a Brahmana because a Brahmana cannot tolerate this much pain. So his tolerance also has categories: passion, mode, ignorance and goodness.
In this particular issue, the particular point you mentioned, that only a Kshatriya can tolerate this pain. A Brahmana cannot tolerate it. This is material. This is material. The Brahmana will feel the pain. They will feel the pain. Therefore, they will treat it. They will treat it. A Kshatriya can hold it because their body is actually like iron, not soft like Brahmana's body. Brahmana's, their body is very soft. Their body is like iron. That is the iron. That is why Amunish can hit you and bounce back. But a Brahmana's body, it's not like that. Due to their practice, their body has become like that. So it is not spiritual, it is material. At this point, it is material. Because tolerance is one of the measuring rod for a Brahmana. How much a Brahmana can tolerate the disturbances and remain peaceful. That is a Brahmana. That's a Brahmana. He does not respond. Krishna, Arjuna was asking Krishna, how does a Sthita Pragya respond to a situation, to the stimulation of our senses? Is it the same way? We are agitated? Krishna said, no. A Brahmana is like a tortoise. He knows when to use the senses and when not to engage the senses. He knows appropriately. So he gave that to them. That is Brahmana's quality. He can tolerate.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, when you are practicing Krishna consciousness, many times like we see that it is very difficult to tolerate the urges of the senses, and like sometimes the mind and consciousness is also very low. So as you were saying in the class that we should tolerate the low conscious mind also. So how to tolerate senses and uplift the mind?
First of all, we have to use knowledge. Knowledge is important. That is where knowledge comes in. Like example we gave. I know that if someone says something that hurt my false ego, I'm going to respond to it in the same way. And it will lead to more problems. For a person who is practicing hearing his knowledge, in the beginning we should try to apply this knowledge to our life. So I shouldn't respond negatively to the situation because it's going to increase. Now it's only one problem I have. This is intelligence, this is knowledge. If someone says something against my false ego, it's only one problem. An intelligent person should not multiply it. This is practice. Because if I respond to it, it will escalate. It's not going to end there. It may turn into fight. If it turns into fight, the time we spend in fighting, there will be injuries. Right? And many people are going to be affected by it. Look, the whole world is looking at the Hare Krishna. Look at your philosophy. Does your life correspond to this? The whole world is looking. That is a question the whole world is asking. Please, let all of us hear this question from the public. The public are asking us this question. Your lifestyle, does it correspond to your knowledge, what you are teaching? It's a question. Which is very loud, but we are not hearing it. I'm repeating. The public, they are asking us this question. Not just asking the question, they are watching. They are watching us. Does your behavior correspond to your philosophy? They are watching. They will not watch normal people in the street. If somebody slaps someone in the street, nobody will see it. But if he slaps somebody, the whole world will see it. Why? Because you have a responsibility which has to be carefully presented. You are looking. How are they living their life? Sometime last year, we went to one of the universities in Nigeria to preach. After the program, everything, the head of the department, he said, I want to come and visit you and see how you are practicing this knowledge. We didn't invite him. He heard the philosophy. We gave him the book. The first time he didn't say. The second time means he read the books. He had the lectures with all the students. He read the books. The next time we came there, this was his request. Till now we have not gone back there. Why? I told the devotee, let us prepare our home first before we invite him to come here. Because if they come here and get discouraged, it's a misrepresentation. Let us put ourselves in the proper way so that when they come here, they should get encouraged and become devotees. That's the credit. That is what it means by representing Srila Prabhupada, not just our philosophy. Our philosophy does not represent Srila Prabhupada. It's our character that represents Srila Prabhupada. How we behave among ourselves and the people who are inviting to join us. That is representing Srila Prabhupada. In our movement today, we don't see this. We are simply seeing, oh, we are representing Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. But look at our character. Does he actually represent Prabhupada? No one is looking into that. So we're very pleased with Prabhupada's presentation yesterday. The first time I'm hearing devotees talking about the Prabhupada's second generation, Prabhupada disciples, second generation, they're not many again. They're not many. Few, but still. But after, excuse me, after they are not here, who is going to hold this movement? Is the third and the fourth, the fifth generations. But when we look at the third generations, Prabhupada is first, disciples are second. We, the third generations, what is our quality? What is our quality? Is it going up or is it coming down? It's going down. So what do we expect from the fourth and the fifth generation? What do we expect? Yeah? More down. So what's the future? We are not looking about that. But yesterday Prabhupada mentioned it. I heard what he said. It's the first time I'm hearing devotees. Maybe they have it in their mind. But the person who have actually said it out, I appreciated Prabhupada yesterday when he said, we are to represent this movement. But when we see what is going on in our lives, yesterday I mentioned the amount of impersonalism in our consciousness is very, very deep. That is third generation. What about the fourth and the fifth? Do you expect 6 generations? What will you do? We should represent Srila Prabhupada perfectly. That is why we have come to this movement. We have joined this movement. Why? I was teaching some devotees the slogan. The slogan. What is the slogan? And I would like all of us to maintain this slogan. Huh? Want to hear it? Huh? I am saved to save others. Can you repeat it? Does it make sense? Does it make sense to us? I am saved. Srila Prabhupada saved me so that what? I will save others. Is that our focus? Is it our focus? Is it our focus? I'm asking. Who is thinking about this? We simply speak our empty philosophy, eat prasadam, and What else? Big festivals, big programs, big Kirtan melas. How many are becoming pure devotees? After our big festivals, what do we do after that? After our big heavy festivals, what do we do after our big festivals? What do we do? Huh? Is that representing Prabhupada? Huh? Why we are not thinking about this? Why? The Prabhupada saved us. We have to save others. How will we save others if we don't have the quality Prabhupada is giving to us? How are we going to save people? So Prabhupada saved us because he has this quality we are not in, tolerance. How much he tolerated us. He tolerated us. How much he tolerated to make us devotees. How much he tolerated to make us devotees. He tolerated. Are we tolerating each other? Look at the amount of hatred we have in our heart towards each other. I'm talking about us. I'm not talking about other people. We devotees who are trying to practice Krishna consciousness, look at the amount of hatred we have in our minds towards each other, fellow devotees. Is that representing Prabhupada? We should think about this. That is representing Prabhupada. That is Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness. We have to be conscious of Krishna all the time. 24 hours conscious of Krishna in all our activities, in all our dealings, in everything. So, be Krishna conscious. But this is Saraswati Thakur mentioned yesterday. Anything which does not have Krishna in the middle, a devotee is not there. A devotee is not there. A devotee is what? Where Krishna is. You see, Hanuman is always very tall. Is it not? Is it not so? Hanuman, very, very tall. Means what? Wherever you see Hanuman, Lord Ramachandra is there. That's a signal that, see, Lord Ramachandra is here. So whenever we see a devotee, we should remember Krishna. We should remember Prabhupada. We should remember Bhakti Saraswati. That is being a devotee. So the Prabhupada didn't mention this movement as his godbrothers did. Prabhupada mentioned this movement, Society for Krishna Consciousness. It's heavy, not ordinary. It's not ordinary. It's heavy. Society for Krishna Consciousness. How conscious is our Krishna conscious life? To take this movement, not just make a big this, big that, and Bhakti little. No, let us make Bhakti big. Then everything else become big automatically, full of meanings. Because it is not the shadow that carries the object, it is the object that carries the shadow. Spiritual, it is spiritual energy that maintains the material energy, not material energy maintaining spiritual energy. This is a mistake we are making. We are presenting material energy to be maintaining spiritual energy. This is wrong. It is spiritual energy that is maintaining the spiritual energy. Oh, Krishna. Hare Krishna. My time is over. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vanchakal Patarikasya Kripa Sunnivevacha Paditanam Pavinivyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha. Please accept my forgive my offenses.
also will come again in 21st and 22nd of March. So we'll get association of Maharaj again. So we thank Maharaj by loudly chanting 3 times. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Srimad Bhakti Dhira Damodar Swami Maharaj ki